streaming. Welcome to the Cucumber New Contributors Ensemble. I'm Matt Wynn and I'm here with Kate Dames and Karla. How do we say your last name?
Justin.
Karla Justin. So we've got Canada, Kate is in South Africa and Karla is in Brazil. In 2017, GitHub surveyed over 10,000 open source contributors and just 3% of them were women. We believe that our open source communities will be stronger, more vibrant, and more effective if they are a more balanced representation of all the wonderful people in the world. Open source can provide huge benefits to people who participate, and we want those benefits to be available to all. But people need a place to start. So we hold this session every week for anyone who's new to contributing to open source, especially for people from groups who've historically been underrepresented in open source communities. Our goal is to provide a fun and welcoming environment where everyone can learn why and how to contribute to open source. We use an ensemble programming format for these sessions, which means everyone who wants to gets a turn at the keyboard. As we do that, we follow these principles. Safety over comfort. We aim for an environment where everyone can bring their whole self and express their needs fully, even if that isn't always comfortable for us to talk about. Equity over efficiency. While it might be faster to have the most experienced people do the work, we're here to give space to people who've been traditionally excluded from open source. Exploration over perfection. We are here to learn and always discovering better ways to do things. We embrace experimentation and accept that what we do can never be perfect. So with all that said, shall we get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who's first?
I've manipulated the timer slightly.
Scheming, Kate. You've been scheming. So, let me see. Actually, I just need to check my audio's right as well. That should be on the checklist, really.
We can hear you fine.
Yeah, I know, but I need to make sure that the stream can hear me fine because I've had instances, and that would be annoying, wouldn't it, if I just read that whole spiel out and it wasn't on the tape. Just give me a sec.
Oh, well, it is exploration over perfection, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's all right. I think it's good. Yeah, just always worth a check. Okay, so yeah, so you've manipulated so that I am navigating and Karla is driving. Okay, all right.
Are you fine with that, Karla? Because you're a better programmer than I am.
Well, we're all going to have to take turns.
Oh, I will try. If it doesn't work, I give to you guys.
It's only 7 minutes of discomfort, and yeah, it's
okay. So I just need to be updated. I haven't been part of the assemble for the last couple of weeks, so
yeah. So let's show you what probably the best place to start, Karla, is if you navigate. And actually, I'll need to do this because it's my screen that's visible to everybody. Although actually, I'll show you a trick. So if you go to into the features directory, go to move inactive users. .feature. Can you find that? And then what you should see, if you look in the top right hand corner, because we're using the live share thing, there should be a kind of a megaphone icon. Can you press that? Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
And that, if you look at the screen share, that's called everybody over to you. So that's like, come over here, the megaphone button.
I didn't know about that. That's so cool.
So that's really handy.
Yeah, super cool.
Because actually with this live share thing, we can all wander around the code base and look at different parts of it on our own environment, which can be really helpful if you need to do something where you need to change lots of files in the same way, right? And everyone can just swarm all over it. But then if you need to come together, you can go, hey, come here. And that means I'm following you now. So I'm going to just go wherever your cursor goes. So that's ideal for this. Should we start the timer?
Should we first maybe quickly, briefly, just, I don't know, Karla, do you know what the bot is about? Or
yeah, maybe yeah, that's a good point.
So basically the issue is that there are a lot of contributors, and I don't know, Matt, if you want to jump in, but there's a lot of contributors, but some of them is literally like 10 years ago that they contributed. So we want to narrow down the active contributors from the what we call alumni, and the bot is pretty much to identify the older or the stale contributors and remove their rights, so that it's a little bit more secure.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And we did an example mapping
Yes.
session, and then we wrote some scenarios from those examples, and what we're working towards now is to automate those scenarios and then build the bot. And so last week we just started to put in the step definitions to match all of these steps. There's quite a lot here, which meant there was quite a lot of work to do. We maybe could have just focused on one of them, actually. It might have been a better move, but we did what we did. So now we have a load of scenarios that are they're all matching, but they're variously pending and stuff. Okay, so...
Did we finish the step definitions?
Well, we finished pasting in all of the ones that we were given. But I think that what I would like to do as as Navigator now, is if we move into the step definitions file, we can have a look for some duplication and just try and tidy things up a bit. So do you want to move into the steps TS file, Karla, and drag us over there?
I've started the timer.
Cool, thanks, Kate. So if you have a look at these, there's quite a lot of similarity in some of them. And I think the best thing to do probably first is just to make sure we've got all of the givens together, and then all of the whens together and all of the thens together. So let's just scroll down the file and see if there's 4 givens at the top. Are there any other givens lower down that need to be sorted up?
Okay.
Looks like we're good for the givens.
Yes.
We're maybe not quite at the bottom of the file, are we?
So, okay, all of the given are together. We have only one when.
Yeah, I don't think that's true though. I think these probably the whens and thens are jumbled up. So let's keep going down. Can you go right down to the bottom of the file?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we have only got one when, because actually it's just sort of like when the bot runs. That's what it always says, because it's just going to run on a schedule or something. So if we look at the thens, there's a lot of similarity, right? We've got Aslak should not be on the alumni team. Aslak should still be on the alumni team. So what I'd like to do is try and use parameters to refactor this so that we have the steps looking more similar. And do either of you know about custom parameter types in Cucumber.js?
Isn't it in like curly brackets?
Yeah.
That you will say users as opposed to Aslak and...
Yeah. So where Julian. It says word, that is a parameter type, but it's one that comes out of the box with Cucumber because they don't know about your domain. But we can change that to capture specific phrases that we recognize. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to just look it up on the screen to get the docs because I can never remember the exact API for it. Browser window, hiding behind my Zoom window. So we go Cucumber.js custom parameter types. This is where we find that our documentation is badly organized or really nicely organized. Great. Okay, here we go. So we want to be in the JavaScript version of the docs. And okay, so what we need, Karla, is at the top where we've imported given, when, and then from @Cucumber. We should also import a method called define parameter type, and that's got a lowercase d. Define parameter type.
Define parameter. Okay. And define.
So inside the import statement, I don't know if is there something to do?
Or is it a new import statement?
You can do it inside the same one. So alongside the given, when, and then, you can just do a comma, and then import another thing called define parameter type. Yeah, almost. Yeah, perfect. That's it. And then just on like line 2 or 3, we're going to call that method. I'm going to just paste this in actually because it'll be easier. So this is the stuff from the docs.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice.
Oops, we both pasted it in. Yes, we need to. Cool. So the way this
Matt
works.
was naughty.
The way this works is we have a regular expression for the pattern that we want to match, and then we have a function that we can run on the string that's been captured. So we could actually take the string and turn it into another object, and then we have a name for it. So how about, we've got two concepts here, haven't we? We've got user and team. So how about we start with team? So let's name this one team instead of param. So can you change
just
line?
Give me a second. Your screen is a little bit different from mine.
Ooh.
So a little bit. Just this spacing between,
Sometimes,
for example, your given, you have.
Yeah.
Blaise
Sometimes we found
17.
these go wrong and it's good to just close the window and reopen it. Sometimes live share gets a little bit freaked out.
Okay, I will do it right now. Just give me a second.
The timer went.
Okay.
So Karla will
Alright.
next be the next. Yes, should we change it to 7 minutes again?
Yeah, I thought that worked well last time. So it's defaulted back to 5, is it?
Yeah, I thought it would remember.
It's opinionated.
It remembers the sounds, but not the time. So Karla will be the navigator and I will be the driver. So you will have to tell me.
Oh,
really.
Karla's dropped out. There we go. Okay, Karla, are you back in now?
I'm back.
You're back.
Oh my god, I don't know how to be a navigator right now.
Well, remember what we're trying to do is create a parameter type that matches a team. Will match a team. So where we have this thing where it says the something team, we want to capture that. Yeah, and I can help. I can help.
Please help me because I don't remember by mind right now everything to help Kate.
That's perfect.
I understand the idea of what we are trying to do here.
Yeah.
For example, we have here the word, and we need to make it as a parameter. So when we create different givens with different words in that place, the cucumber will understand to call that given a specific given, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember how the specific details on how to write it, the function.
Yeah, that's no worries. So we need these 3 things. So we've already got team, so that's great.
Okay.
That's a name for it. So instead of word, we'll say team. And actually, let's replace it in one of these. So what I suggest that we do, instead of just replacing the bit where it's got the name of the team, let's go for the whole phrase where it says the team. So let's change that whole bit to be team. And then in the regular expression on line 4, we're going to put in that phrase. So who likes regular expressions?
I have been working a little bit with regular expressions, right? I don't know if you remember, Matt. The last assemble that I was
exactly.
part of,
That's what we were doing the whole time, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, we didn't get onto using parameter types in Cucumber.js's code, but that's like where we would go next with it. So we need, in the regular expression on line 4, we need something that says the team in the same way as what we know is coming. So just type in like a real example of one. So like we know we have the alumni team, say, would be a phrase, right? So you could type that in between the slashes. Kate, you're driving.
So the alumni team, like that? That doesn't.
No, you want the actual phrase that we would see in the steps. So do you remember where we replaced down here? We replaced the
and
exactly
in brackets or not?
No. So I'm pointing on with my finger. Between the slashes, where it says particular at the moment, which was just the example that we pasted from the docs.
Yes.
Change that to say the alumni team there.
Yes.
So I can just do that.
Yeah. You're going to need
Also,
a...
but you need to add a comma at the end, I believe, right?
Okay. So then the last piece of the puzzle is, so what's this transformer function doing at the moment when it runs?
Well, I
Making
believe
it
it will only.
uppercase.
Yeah. And it's going to convert the entire thing by default to uppercase. But we only want the bit called the alumni bit, right? We don't want the whole
Yeah.
thing. So if we want to capture that bit, what we do in regular expressions is put parentheses around it. No, sorry, parentheses, like round brackets. I used to always just say brackets, but then people are like, which brackets? Because there's 3-4 different kinds of bracket, aren't there? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So now what we should get back if we run this, and we could put a console log in, on like around about line 21, we could put a console log, and that'll show us what, like, we could console log the value of team down on.
There's no year, right? This is
No,
TypeScript.
you don't
And
need them.
then,
You can use them if you want, but you don't need them. It's a preference thing.
is that good?
Yeah, that's it. So save that, and then we'll run the tests.
I don't think I can save you. Can I?
You have
You
saved,
have to
Kate.
do this.
It's because
Okay.
it's showing without when it's not saved, where the X is on the tab at the top, it's a blob rather than an X.
Okay.
So if you go down into the terminal, run the tests. Let's see what we see.
npm test.
Exactly. All right, so we've got some undefined steps now. Why is that happening? Oh, probably because we've got a TypeScript compilation error. That's been happening to us a few times, hasn't it? So we've really messed up the TypeScript somewhere. Oh, look, problems 50. Unexpected keyword or identifier.
This is the same as last week.
Oh, it's messed up okay, let's reopen the file. Yeah, something's gone screwy with the live share, hasn't it? Can you see down here the file's just gone messy? If you come to me. So yeah, whoops, that's just live share being buggy, unfortunately. So we'll just need to clean that up. Should we just all go in and help Karla clean that up?
Me.
Yes. I will start
Oh, sorry,
in the
Kate.
bottom. I can help out too if you want.
Yeah, let's all just swarm all over this and clean up the mess that it's made.
I'll start at the top. You can start at the bottom. But how do we unfollow somebody? Because now,
Yeah.
We're
I'm
almost
as soon
there.
as I scroll up, I'm pulled back.
I'm not sure. It's definitely, if you go into the live share thing, you can tap someone's name and change whether you're following someone. I'm not sure how else you do it, but I think we've done it there. I think we've cleared it. So maybe try going back to the terminal and running it again and see what we get. If you press up, Kate, the up arrow on your arrow keys, that takes you back to the last command, and then you don't have to type it all out again. Okay, it's
I sometimes
still
remember
not
that.
working. Okay, so it's still calling upcase.
The timer went.
Okay.
So you are the driver, luckily, and I'm the navigator. So I'm going to say, fix it.
I
remember last week.
Well, I'm wondering.
That happened last
we had
week.
an issue with the file. There was something really simple that I think Ollie did, or Blaise, or you.
We don't need to upcase this string. In fact, we can just return it. And also, I'm going to do it as a. I don't
So
really
just
like this way of expressing functions in TypeScript, and if you don't have to, so I'm going to just do it like this because we don't. And we could also call it a team name
yes, that's better.
because that's what it is. But this is only
But
going to
I
capture if the team's called alumni. So we might get some missing steps, but I'm hoping that that's going to now compile at least. Are you going to compile? Yeah, okay. So we're back to having, it's working, it's running the tests, but we've now got
two
two
undefined.
undefined, which we didn't have before. So this is going to be
No,
because we've got
alumni.
teams that are called other things than alumni because we've hard-coded alumni in there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
does anybody know how to change that to match
You need
committers
to
as
make it a
well?
parameter object with different values.
So one thing you can do in a regular expression, if you've got a capture group like this, is you can use alternates. Karla, were you going to say, because you've been studying regular expressions?
So we need to express that we need to accept a word there that have different letters or symbols. So I could search here a little bit about expression so we can remember the symbol that gives that interpretation to the machine.
Yeah.
Cucumber expression. So we can go to a cucumber expressions.
Well, the thing is, we're not writing a cucumber expression here, sadly. We're writing a regular expression. So you could go
It's
to
a regular
yeah, this bit here, what you use in the parameter type is a regular expression because we're kind of under the hood of the cucumber expressions now, building its language. And we're saying that, you know, if you have a thing called a team, then you match it like this. So we have to use regular expressions here. So we need a way to say in regular expression language we want to match any word, not just the word alumni.
Any word, okay.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
I'm
it a
searching.
dollar?
It's not a dollar, Kate. No.
Sorry.
Good guess though.
Karla, sorry, Karla.
Dollar is a character in regular expressions, but not this one.
Okay, regular.
So cool. Like there are lots of tools for this when we're playing with regular expressions. Then I think regex 101 is quite a good one.
So we need to the team have the name of the team needs to have at least one letter, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
So that's good.
I something and plus the plus sign.
Right. So and what is it with the plus sign?
Because the plus sign requires to have at least one letter.
Yeah, it's
one
or
number
more of the thing that came before it. Yeah.
Yes.
And then do you know what we use to say any character or any letter?
I'm searching. I'm not sure here. I found on Stack Overflow. I will send on our chat.
Yeah.
On our chat, what I found on Stack Overflow, it's a lot of symbols.
So a super powerful one in regular expressions is dot. Dot literally means any character. Yeah. So dot will match an A or a B or a C, but it'll also match a 5 or a 6, and it'll even match an exclamation mark or an @ sign. Dot will match anything. And then if we put a plus after it, that says we want to have one or more of any character. The problem with using dot is it would also match the space, and so that's a bit risky that it might actually gobble up the whole phrase, including the team or something else. So it's a bit messy. But what we can use instead of dot, yeah, that would work. Not space. That would work. But the other one that we could also use.
Can you take your cursor away because then I can see it. Thank you.
The other one that we could use is just /W. So /W means any word character, which is sort of like letters, uppercase or lowercase, and numbers. So if you use /W, yeah, exactly, with a plus after it, that should then match.
And then I'll take that out.
Exactly, perfect. Look at that. Yeah. So let's try running that.
I think we need to end with dollar symbol, right?
Well, so
The last
so you have these things that are called anchors. You have the hat sign, the carrot at the front, and then the dollar. Those are really for matching like a whole line and saying that you have to stick to the end of the line. But actually, we're not matching on a line here. We're matching like within the line of the
Okay.
step, right? So it's not appropriate here. So we fixed it because we've gone back to 5 pending. We've got no undefined steps anymore. So this is working. So we're now capturing
Great.
anywhere where it says team. So what do you want me to do next,
Hi,
Kate?
Blaise.
I've got 40 seconds. Hi, Blaise.
Sorry, I thought I'm the driver.
I noticed you typing. I didn't want to say anything.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. I don't mind my navigator grabbing the wheel sometimes. It's okay. Yeah, what do you want me to do next?
Hey, Blaise.
With my
well,
19 seconds.
we still have, okay, all the tests, there's still 2 undefined, aren't there?
No, it's working. We fixed it. We've done it.
So there's 5 pending, 13 skips, and 6. Okay, so team shouldn't we do something similar for name, like user?
We could do that, or I'm navigating now, so I get to decide.
Yes.
Hey, Blaise, do you want us to catch you up quickly, what we've been doing? You're mute, by the way.
Let me pause here and add Blaise.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to try to figure it out, but sure. What's the?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been in a debate on Twitter about this, about whether you should do this in a mob, whether you should stop and explain when somebody joins, or whether it's disruptive. But I think it's kind of up to the person that joins whether they need context. Sometimes it's nice just to jump in the river and see what's happening. What we've
Yeah, no
done,
problem. I'm happy with
it's
that.
super quick to show you though. We've added a parameter type. And that allows us to have custom things. So do you remember like last time we had int and word in the squiggly brackets? Well, we've now made one called team of our own. And so team, it knows that matches the phrase the team, the something team.
Oh, this is hugely important. This is a great feature.
Isn't it?
Yeah, someone should
super useful.
Bookmark whatever time we're at, 2 minutes or so, however many minutes we're in. This is a good thing to bookmark. This is great.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to probably spend most of the session doing this actually, because we've got quite a lot of other instances where we're using that same phrase, and we can refactor them now. So that's what we're going to do next. So Karla, you're driving, aren't you?
Yeah, let me start the timer.
So can we find the next place where we use the something team? I'd like to leave the user one first and go through all of the places where we say the something team and use the parameter type everywhere we can. So let's go down the steps. I need to follow Karla rather than Kate. Okay.
It's never a good idea to follow me if I'm in code.
No, you were doing great there. So look on line 32. On line 32, Karla, we've got one where it says the Cucumber.js admin team. So let's try replacing that whole phrase with the team parameter thing. And then we'll need to take the team name in the function as a string. So
is there an extra curly bracket before the open curly bracket? Or is it just on the share screen? No, it's...
It looks okay to me, Kate.
Yeah.
But here, Karla, in the function, you need to now take the team as a parameter into the function. So
the function definition.
It's going to be a new argument into the function now that we're capturing it.
After number.
Okay.
After
I need to use the team name, just team, or
we could call it team or team name. So do you see on line 16 we're taking 2 things, who and team, but this time we just want to take one. Do you see there? So we're only capturing one thing at the moment. So yeah, it'd just be like that, team string. Perfect. Yeah. And TypeScript might complain about us not not using that function, and I haven't turned that warning off, so we could just console log it again. Probably would be a useful thing to do inside the function, just so it knows it's used there. Okay, and then let's run the tests to just check that hasn't broken anything.
Okay.
Because we should still have no undefined.
npm test.
Yeah, or press up and it should remember your last command. Are you in the same terminal?
I haven't.
There we go.
npm.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
but I
working.
think we're on the same one, so it should remember it in any case.
Okay, so we've got one undefined, so something didn't work.
But they were
Let's check
two
it out.
undefined
So I
before.
wonder if it's because we used /w and a hyphen is not a word character. I would guess that's what it is. So this is why it's good to do baby steps and always run the tests all the time, because we know that's the last move we made. So maybe on line 4, where it says /w, put it in square brackets. Put square brackets around the w. Sorry, around the /w, Karla. You need the slash inside the, because that's like one thing is the /w. Yeah, and then next to the w, put a hyphen, put a minus character inside the square brackets. Yeah. So kind of everything that you list inside the square brackets is like, it could be any one of these, I don't mind, and then the plus says I want at least one of them. So let's try running the test now.
Whoa,
Yay.
that worked.
Yay, great.
You fixed it.
Great. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's see where else we can use the something team. I can see one on line 43.
Here. Oops. Which line?
Yeah, just above
43?
your cursor there, that one. And we need to get rid of the
line,
as well, don't we?
and the line 47 also.
Oh, she's going big. And remember, we need to take the argument into the function and then log it as
thank
well.
you. Yeah, so I need to insert here in string and also the console log, right?
Yeah, it'll keep the TypeScript compiler happy if we're using the value. Yeah.
And we have here for 3 in the line for 8. That should not have any custom permissions.
That's a different
here we have
one.
the line 62. We have the same situation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Two, 3 here.
Can we run the test again, Karla, just to check we're doing all right? I think it all looks mistake-free to me, but it's just always good to get feedback before we take too big a leap. Great. Looking good.
Great. So let's keep going. So we have here the Illuminate team.
Yeah.
I'm following Kate still.
Are you?
I am following Kate. That's why
I'm
sorry.
I'm following you, and you're following Kate. So Kate's really in charge of the whole thing.
So 74, go. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like my screen was changing, and oh my god, I wasn't changing.
It's
and I
confusing. It's super confusing.
Yeah. So we have here committers team. So
yeah.
I won't scroll anymore.
Don't you worry, I'm not following you right now. Feel free to scroll.
Wow, just in time. Perfect.
Yoo-hoo! We are making progress. So next,
Yes.
Karla is the navigator and I am the driver, so I can scroll again. So I'm going to start the timer and I'm going to press the broadcast button. So now everybody follows me. What do I do?
So, Kate, I would like to ask you to run the test again. So just double check the last changes that I made.
Okay. Good idea. Looks good.
Great. So I need help from you, Matt. Blaise, if you want to chip in also. I don't know what we can do right now.
Well, we have another bit of duplication, don't we? So if you look at the steps at the bottom, it says Aslak should not be in team.
Yes.
Aslak should, Greg should not be in team.
And
So there's a
then
bunch of
you-
stuff where we're using
So we
the.
create user, right?
Yeah,
Create a user
I think that's what I
parameter.
would do. Yeah.
So I want to
So-
start at the top, can I?
Yes, Kate. I think we can just copy the defined parameter and create a new one for team, right? For user, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty similar. I don't about the regular expression. We can change, for example, we are trying to change just the name of the user, right? It's different from the Alex or the Matt user. It's different from team. So my suggestion here is just to use the regular expression and remove the user.
So I
Everyone
take
agrees?
this out.
Yes.
Okay, like that.
Yeah. Do you agree, Matt?
Yes, I do. We also don't need the hyphen because nobody's got a hyphenated name. So we could get rid of the hyphen in the capture group. If we wanted to be really fancy, we could also insist that it starts with a capital letter because all of the names start with a capital letter.
Like that? Or is that too
So
easy?
it would be... you'd have... I think it is, yeah. I think it is. But then you'd have... you'd have to... How would you do it? So you do big W, little w dot. Big W, little w plus would say capital letter and then at least one lowercase letter. And you don't need the square brackets anymore.
Plus?
No, in fact, the square brackets would... What the square brackets is saying is at least one of either capital letters or little letters. And that's not what we mean, is it? What we mean is we want a capital letter and then a lowercase letter at least once. But you need
Like
backslashes in front of the W's because that marks them out. Because otherwise you're saying, I want a capital W and then a lowercase w at least once. But we don't want the literal W character. We want a word character. So the backslash makes it the special thing.
So is this right?
You need it in front of the little
It's
W as well.
For the small w. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I think that's it too. But we'll see, won't we?
Let's see. So yeah, change the team name to username, I believe. It will be better. I think that's it. So now we need to go to the expressions, the given, and search for situations where we could use the user parameter, right?
Like here in the given as well?
Yeah, we're not consistently saying our user though, so I think we should, because we've only written our parameters. Sorry, Karla, you're going to say this. I'm talking over you.
Yeah. Here I have a discussion to do about it. We could just change Matt to user, or because given a user Matt or user here, has right access to the Cucumber.js repo. So it seems repetitive here, but the context, I believe it will be better. What do you think about it, Matt?
I think it looks great. Yeah, I think it's fine. We could we could be fancy and change our parameter type to allow you to optionally say a user in front of the phrase or just say their name. So we could do that later. But let's try this and see if it's just at least capturing the name.
Yeah.
Because this is a good iteration.
So
This
We need
function, I
now
think
to-
we added last time as an empty one for the repo, but I guess it doesn't matter if we use this one.
So we need to create here the user parameter, right? So user double dot. I don't know if it is the correct.
Colon, we say in English. Colon. What's the word in
Colon?
Portuguese?
Okay.
Double dot is fine.
What do you say in Portuguese, Karla?
I'm trying to remember 1 second. I don't remember.
Your brain is in English. That's
It's
amazing.
in English right now. I
Yeah,
don't remember
sorry.
right now.
I'm so impressed when people can do this in a second language. It's incredible. I could never do this in... I can speak quite good German, but I could never do this in German. I don't think. I would really struggle.
I will search it later and let you know.
Change the layout.
Yeah, it's
In the
reformatted it, Kate, because the line got
Okay.
longer. Yeah.
Okay. So I added a console log as well. Is that okay?
Great. Yes. And now in the line 25, I believe we can use it too, right? Yes, right there.
Should we test it?
Oh,
So
let's
can I
test it
just
before.
here add a comma user string, or do I need to?
It's
Yes.
actually already capturing it, Kate. It's just it was using the other parameter type before. So, because you can see in line 25, there's only two things being captured. There's user and team. So we only need two arguments into the method.
Team and
And in the
user,
line
so who
26
can go out? Because that one,
Well, they
I
have to
think,
be
was
in the
also
same
just
order though that they come in the
okay.
in the thingy. So,
But I guess the next person will need to let me. Oh,
just need a comma there.
It's
That'll
you,
fix it.
Blaise.
Oh,
yay! Okay.
okay.
I am
I need the link
starting
to
the
the
timer.
doc.
It's on our chat. Do you have
No, but
access?
my
Oh.
Zoom history doesn't.
You
back.
don't have the link to the live share,
In
Blaise. I'm
Slack.
sorry.
To the
I'll DM it to
document.
you. One sec.
Yeah.
Where do I get it? Where do I get the link?
There, I've got it.
All right.
Oh, well
I'll
done,
grab it.
Kate. Thank you.
Oh no, I have it to the live share visuals. Okay, I got it. I see. Zoom web client. I wonder why it's doing that. I just need visual studio. Okay, got it. Yeah.
So are you in? Are
It's
you
on its way.
ready?
Yes, I'm in.
No, you're not.
Almost.
We'll
Oh.
see your name in the list here when you come in.
You need to log in, Blaise. You can log in as anonymous, but you need to type your name then.
I could log in as anonymous, but I think I have a. Oh, here we go. Sign in with GitHub. I'll sign in with GitHub. That's easiest.
K2 pontos.
Yeah.
You speak Portuguese as well, Blaise?
You know, a little bit recreationally.
Right.
My father-in-law is from Brazil, and my brother-in-law is from Brazil.
That's a super handy language to know.
It
It's
is.
the most spoken language, and it's so easy to learn the other languages if you know that.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
a great
so
language.
you're in. So I'm going
Okay,
to start the
I'm in.
timer, and then I am going to tell you what to do.
Yes.
So you need to do the same for the user, but first start with running the tests.
We have
I've learned from Matt.
We have one problem I can see. So if the problems tab is showing something, we need to address it.
Okay,
Oh, I see.
so let's see, cannot
27.
find who, but I deleted who.
No, in the line
Oh.
27.
So
Oh.
you need to just take that out, I guess, and replace it with user. Plus team.
Oh.
I actually think
No.
that's gone broken.
At the
Something's gone
on
broken
line
there.
27, it was who plus team.
I wonder
Oh,
if
I
The
see.
who just needed to become user, so it's user plus team. And yes, that's user.
Or you
Okay,
could
and then
or
that
you
would-
could console log user the same way as we're console logging team. The problem is TypeScript is insisting that we can't have parameter method arguments without using them in the method. You see the way it's grey here. It's gonna complain.
Oh.
Oh look, we can do that. Then it'll stop fussing. If we put an underscore in front of it, that's like a way of saying, meh, I don't care about this. So we can also do that, and then we don't have to console log it.
Oh, I
didn't know
see.
that.
I believe it's better for us to use the same thing for everything since
Of
we
course.
started already with
Yes.
team.
Of course.
I agree.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to console.log user or team? Or
Both, because they're both
I think
arguments into
that's
the method.
fine.
The thing you need to do is get rid of that underscore that I added on line 26 because I was playing with that. There you go.
So
Right, so
now
that's
you
got rid
can
of the
run
problems.
tests. So now you can run the tests, and then everything will just work. Oh, yes, for undefined.
Line 43?
So it's not matching our regular expression, I think. It's just, the undefined is coming from the places where we've tried to use it. So there's probably something wrong with the WW stuff. Why don't we forget about the capital letter thing for the minute?
Okay.
Because it was unproven, wasn't it?
But wasn't it in square brackets and not round brackets?
You only need the square brackets if you have more than one character that you want to have as options. Are you going to run the test again, Blaise, now to see if that worked?
I was waiting for instructions from the navigator.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, so that is working. Yeah.
So that's looking good. So now we just need to do the same with the user going down. So on line user, if you go down, there we go, a user Julian. So Julian needs to be replaced with user. And the function and the console log.
Like that.
I think that's fine.
I think it's missing a comma.
Yes.
Between string and team.
Yes. Okay, and if you go down, you can add, yes, a console log. And then the next one is perfect. And if you get down.
Do you want me to run the test?
That's very good practice. Matt would say yes. Looking good, right? Demi is the next one.
Yeah.
Comma. Yeah. And you can choose to run the test or not. Matt, what do you think?
Always run the test if you want feedback. What feedback is it going to give you?
Ooh,
well,
one ambiguous. So
that's the first
now.
one.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen that. So if you scroll up, Cucumber should be telling you what's ambiguous. If you scroll up the output in the terminal. Oh, maybe
Asla.
right. I have to do that on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got two. Line 58 and line 90 are clashing. I need to follow Blaise, don't I?
Yes.
On
Oh,
the
wait, line
screen.
90? Oh, clash.
19 and 58.
Oh,
So we have
Aslak
here user should still be in team and Aslak should still be in the team. Could we delete the last one? The last one?
this one here?
Yeah, I don't think we need it anymore because we've refactored. We've created a generic one, so this is
Okay.
surplus to requirements.
So if I take this out and run the test, it should no longer be ambiguous, right?
That's the best way to solve a problem. Just delete it.
Oh, nice. Exactly. Deleting
Okay.
always good.
Thanks, Karla. So now we just continue with Aslak. No, there was a who that I saw, a user or something. We were word. Then word should be in team. Word needs to be replaced by user, I think. Right, Matt?
Yeah, I would say so. Also, we're not taking all of the arguments anymore. Yeah.
And now, Blaise, you can
Oops,
continue navigating, and Matt can drive.
Okay. What do you want me to do, Blaise?
I think I put in an extra copy paste. Yeah, so
Shall I change this to user?
So console.log user.
Mm-hmm. And what's next? So we're changing these everywhere to use user. And by the way, I did a bit of research while we're on the last run, and I know how to do the capital letter thing now. Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
Yes.
And also, by the way, I think this will be the last round because it's 7:10, or I
Okay.
don't know what
Yes.
hour it is.
Right. So please, yeah, so go ahead and insert the...
So what we need here is we need a character class of A to Z.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how you express capital letter.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Square brackets to say character class, and then A to Z says anything between A and Z. So I think that should still match all of them.
Okay.
And what it won't do is
Great.
just to show you, right? If we happen to have somebody whose name was lowercase, that should not match now. So we should get an undefined step, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Great.
All right. So we're back in the room. What would we like to do next?
So we've got user Matt. So line 72.
Yeah. So that should be replaced with user.
User, and then we want to add the function user string, and then console.log user, and then run the test, and we should see 5.
Yeah, still 5 pending.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay, same as Julien.
Yeah. User, and then add user to the okay, comma. Very good. Console.log user. Now, for consistency's sake, when I was driver, I inadvertently put user as the second. I reversed the order, so that might be something.
You reverse the order where? In the logging or in the method arguments?
No, in the logging.
Right. They're in the same order there.
Does the order make a difference in the log?
Well, only that the structure of the log will be different.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's all gonna disappear in a bit anyway, but it probably makes sense if we log them in the same order that they came in on the thing. So let's do that. Also, we should probably console log days ago here instead of doing that, right? Because then that's consistent with what else.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
All right. So shall I run the test again?
Oh, Aslak. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Run the test, and then we go to next would be line 91.
Yeah.
Now we go to line 91 and replace Aslak with user, add user to the definitions, and then log, insert line.
We still kind of got some duplication here, haven't we? Like, user should not be in team anymore, and user should not be in team. Like, the anymore is just kind of doesn't. It means the
That's
same
true.
thing,
Yes,
doesn't it?
yes. That's
Okay. Now we've got
not
an ambiguous one though. So 91 and 98.
ambiguous.
Yes.
Because this
Oh.
is now capturing the Greg one, so we don't need the Greg one anymore.
I see. User should not be in team. Brilliant. Okay.
But I believe what Matt was saying, it's a good thing to maybe remove the one that says anymore.
Well, we're
Should
going to
not be
remove
in
the word anymore.
So I don't
Oh.
know how in Cucumber expressions you have an optional. I guess you can say. No, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
You mean afterwards?
I don't know how you can make the word anymore optional in a Cucumber
I see.
expression. I just don't know.
I
Cucumber
think
expressions
we
well
need to. If I remember correctly, I'm not completely sure, but I believe we need to add the word anymore, and between add the word anymore between round brackets and put question sign later.
So that would definitely work in regular expressions, but this isn't regular expressions anymore. It's Cucumber expressions, and I just.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh no.
But
Up in the definition.
Well,
in other words,
I don't
up in
think
the
the word
definition?
anymore has anything to do with team, though.
It doesn't. Oh, I see. In other words, yeah. I see. But I think to do it afterwards, you would need to go up to the parameter type, right, on line 9?
Yeah,
I mean,
you could
on
definitely
line,
do it in there. I'm just going to look up the docs for Cucumber expressions because
Okay. Yeah, it's true though that Karla, I think what he's trying to say is that anymore does not have the same relationship with team that the word the or a has with user.
Optional text. So, okay, so there we put it in brackets if it's optional. Oh, so it is almost like what you were saying, Karla.
Yeah.
So you can say cucumbers like that.
On line 4?
So you just put round brackets around it. You don't need a question mark. So now we should get an ambiguous step because it should also be matching this one.
Oh, I see. I thought.
Yeah.
Too ambiguous.
Cool.
Okay.
81 and 91. So that allows us to say any more if we feel like it.
Okay. Sure enough.
Because ultimately, right, with my BDD coach hat on, the less of these step definitions you can have, the better. Because this is code, and code is an overhead, so less code is better. Because we've got another one here, haven't we, where we say still being, which is kind of optional.
Oh,
as well.
Right. You don't need that at all.
But we're out of time.
Oh, we're out of time. Okay. Well,
so,
okay.
Shall I make a commit, everyone?
Yes, please. Oh, run the test. Or did you run the test? I
can't remember, but let's run it again just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Now, this thing is just not working very well because it should surely know that you have all been mobbing with me.
Do we need to add it to the workspace settings?
I probably need to just uninstall and reinstall this git mob thing or something because it's sort of like stuck on Demi being my co-author and it's not adding anybody else. It's really annoying. I don't know why or how.
Settings. Oh, okay.
What's that? What do you want to?
Should we just
I'll just have to type
should
everybody
we
in,
just
don't
send it to you in Slack? Would that be
Yeah.
easier?
I? Oh, that would be amazing. That would really
Yeah, of
help.
course.
Yeah, thanks. So what we've actually done though is we've refactored. And I will have some of your names from previous commit
No, don't worry about it.
messages.
We'll just do it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be in. Where's it going to be? In Slack or in Zoom?
I posted it in
I don't know.
Slack.
Sure.
Mine.
As a DM, Kate. Yeah.
Oh, as a DM. Okay.
Okay.
Well, unless you want everybody to email you. But I don't think anybody will.
Where's everybody else's? I got a DM from Kate.
Okay, I'll give me one. Yeah. Karla put one in for hers in the Zoom chat.
On the Zoom chat.
And yours is in the Zoom chat, so I've got one in every place. Where's the Zoom chat? Oh, I can't find the Zoom chat window. Where is it?
It should be in the center of you. Oh, I see. You've got two monitors.
Because I'm screen sharing. It's there. We go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Live share should let us all type in the commit message as well, shouldn't it? That would be ideal. Right. How do we like this then? Refactor step definitions to use custom parameter types and then co-authored by all of you. That's good, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Sounds good to me.
There are no stage changes to commit. Yes, I want to stage that change. Okay. And then I can push as well. Great. Okay. So, Kate, do you want to run the retro?
Okay. So the Miro board, I just posted a link in there and I quickly added while you guys were busy fixing all the code.
You added a link where?
In the chat from Zoom.
In the Zoom chat.
Okay.
Just see if you can get in there because the normal share isn't.
Okay.
There we go. I can see Matt.
Oh, and the Miro board is also linked from the new contributors Slack channel, folks.
Yes.
There's a pinned
There's a
link
pin
at the top.
At the top, but everybody is here. So
Wonderful.
Can you find my cursor? Am I broadcasting? I've already copied this. Refactor, what did we do, and who is here? So all we can do is spend the next 3 minutes, everybody silently, just picking sticky notes and figuring out, thinking back what worked, what was positive, what did you like about this session?
Okay, so you want us to stay on the first box and not worry about the other two?
Yeah? Only the
box,
positive one for the moment, for the next 3 minutes, and I'm just going to find the timer. I'm just going to use another timer because I don't know where the timer is
in here. They just buried it a little bit. I think it's at the top right
they've
now.
rearranged it.
I think it's at the top right.
Top right.
I can do it, Kate. I found it. Do you want 3 minutes?
3 minutes is usually enough silent.
Okay, we're off.
Which is also, it would make it a little bit faster, I think, if we do it this way.
Yeah.
So we're about halfway through. If you feel that you're out of ideas, then just give me a thumbs up or something. Otherwise, we'll wait for the time to. "30 seconds left." And time's up. Okay, so let's first just go to the improvement one, which is the next column, I wish, and then the same, we'll spend 3 minutes thinking about what could possibly make the session better. You wish you had more time, more preparation, better tools, anything you can think of. And Matt, can you please do the timer again?
Yeah, do you want 3 minutes again?
Do you guys feel 3 minutes is too
Yeah, it
much?
seemed about right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's usually 3 minutes is usually pretty good.
Hey, Kate, I
Yes.
think I found a way to unfollow someone. If you
Then
want,
we can share it, definitely.
Yeah, during the session, I was playing around and I think I found. You later I can show you. Okay, let's
Yes.
just finish here.
Yeah, let's finish here, and in the actions you can show us, because then we don't even have to write it down, we can just do it. Which is so much better. You only need to write things down if you need to remember it. So there's about 30 seconds left.
Wonder what this is like for the live stream.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, so everybody is done. So let's quickly go through the I like. Have everybody read through it, or do we quickly want to just summarize it? I personally thought it was really nice for Karla joining. It was great meeting you.
Nice to meet you too, Kate. Nice seeing you, Blaise, also, and Matt.
Yeah.
It's always lovely to see Blaise because it's like he's a regular.
Yeah.
I like regulars.
It's yeah, I'm really happy to be able to come. Today I had a meeting that ran late, but I've been trying to protect this time slot very much.
But it's nice that you could just show up late and it didn't, it was
Yes.
still great that you showed up even with you being a bit late. It didn't cause any disruption and you were able to contribute and yeah.
And I guess this was Karla. I enjoyed the move process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have never worked with these. I don't know if that's the correct name for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I never...
Ensemble is the more correct one, but mob like MOB, but it doesn't matter. It's what did you think of it? I am curious.
I felt that it's a great way to make everyone engaged because you have the navigator one and the driver one, but everyone else will be one of them. So we need to engage and be focused on the meeting and whatever we are doing, right? And the fact that we can change the roles. Sometimes I am a navigator, sometimes a driver, and change so doesn't get bored. So I don't get bored doing it. So I really enjoy it.
Totally agree. And then we had small permutations, everybody prepared, learning. I enjoyed that because I'm still learning. The ambiguous one, we started with the manifesto, which was really nice. The scribe to look up references. Yes, that was super helpful with Matt looking at the docs while somebody else was. It was good teamwork, I think.
Yeah, and it's nice when the mob gets to that size where you feel like it's okay for you to not follow exactly what's going on and take some time out to do that. It's really good. It's helpful that I've got two screens here as well, so I can keep the stream running on the main screen, but use a browser on the other screen.
Yeah, and trying a new type of retro parameter types are so satisfying to use. Yes, it is. And everybody was coding. Okay, so the I wish list.
Yeah, I just want to speak to that, Kate. I just really like how game you are. You do a little bit of like, you sometimes say these self-deprecating things, but like you jump in and write code and do great.
I'm not really scared of failing, put it that way.
Yeah, it's really great. Everybody's, because I do think it's a great way to learn when you force yourself to go through that discomfort.
I like it. To me, yes, I love that discomfort. That's like pushing you out of your boundaries, and that's what makes life a little bit more exciting. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do it. And now let's quickly go to the I wish, which is that out of this, we want to maybe pick a few things that we can commit to do either now or during the week or as a team or in the next session, which we will write down in the action. So maybe we can start with figuring out how to unfollow somebody in live share. I really like to, when the new driver starts driving, that they take over the session, because then I don't have to worry about that. That to me was really super, and thanks Matt for showing that to us. So Karla, how do we unfollow?
Matt, could you go to the Visual Studio screen, please?
Yeah.
So let's say that I ask here to everyone follow me.
Yeah.
So Matt is following me now. So Matt, you can see there is a pin green right above
This pin,
green.
yeah.
Yes, if you wait a little bit, you can see unfollow, and there is also a shortcut. I can read in our screen, but
Right, okay, yeah. So if I hit the pin, I can choose to follow someone. It gives me a list, and then once I'm following them, it says that I'm following them, and then that pin stops following them again. And if I press the megaphone, that's everyone follow me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
That's
learned
really
something
good.
new every
It
single
almost
time.
feels like that should be in the checklist of like when in the mob protocols of when it's your turn to drive.
Yes.
You
Step
press the
one.
megaphone button.
Yes.
So I will add an action, and you guys can do the same on sticky notes if you feel inspired to do something, to add it to the checklist.
There's a thing related to this that I have experienced in other mobbing environments, other ensembling environments, where there's a protocol where when the timer goes and you switch roles, everybody speaks their role. So you say, "I am Matt and I am driving,"
I like
and somebody
that.
else says, "I am Blaise and I am navigating," and it just kind of punctuates the rotation quite nicely.
Right.
It can feel a little bit funny and formal, but it's actually really helpful.
Yes,
I found.
I see the value in that. I'll add that. Okay, so, and then I added one, or who added the increased font size from Matt's screen? That should be an easy one to fix.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I just copy and paste that into actions.
Yeah, I think on Visual Studio we can there is a way to do it. I don't know on the web.
It's super easy. I think it's just like Command Shift Plus or Command Plus or something. There we go. How's that? That's maybe
Cool.
a little bit too big.
So, and just add your name to say that that's Matt. I also need to do that.
I suggest Matt.
That's a great suggestion.
Well, so the thing is, right, with live share,
I also actually struggle to see, but I didn't actually think of saying anything about that.
With live share, are you looking at your own VS Code rather than the screen share through Zoom? What are you?
I'm looking at the screen share through Zoom because I don't know what you guys are looking at. So to me, it's easier to just look at the Zoom.
Okay. So
where did you look, Karla?
On Zoom screen also. Okay. And I have another suggestion. Since you increase the font size, to be able to see the most wide way the code page, maybe you could hide the left side by just clicking
like this.
Yes, so we can focus on that, and later when we need to change it, it's just a suggestion. Good idea.
So I think it would be helpful though if you try using your own VS Code window more as the view, unless we're doing something in like say in a web browser if we're all reading documentation in the same web page or something. It would probably be helpful because it allows you to customize. You can have the font size whatever size you need it to be for you. But I think it's also helpful feedback to think about the live stream that if I have a tiny font size, it's going to be really difficult for people to read the code. So we should have a fat font size on the stream. Either way, yeah.
So that's a great suggestion. And the one right below it is we had a convention for how to help with word finding in English. Who added that one?
Oh, I did. And then I put in an action item afterwards.
This one.
Yeah. So sometimes for example, what often happens is if English is not their strongest language, but the conversation's in English, then they may hit a spot where they don't quite know what to do or what to say. And so what I think might be useful would be for if you get to a spot where you're sort of blocked, you make the description or the statement in whichever language is strongest, and then you can follow it up with some attempt.
I like that.
Because it's very likely that someone else in the audience will know that other language and might be able to pitch in.
Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, and I really like any of these suggestions about how we can be more inclusive to people who don't have English as their first language. Is really helpful for me because I have this huge privilege of growing up. Well, I learnt Northern English, which isn't the same as, I don't sound like a newsreader, and I use a lot more swear words generally. But I do, I have the privilege of learning to speak English as my first language, and I know that so many people. I think in that diversity survey that we ran, over 50% of the contributors to Cucumber don't have English as their first language. So all of these...
I saw there's like 70 different translations of Cucumber keywords as well.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
It really is.
Yeah, I was showing somebody yesterday, like you can write your feature file in Hindi if you want.
That is so great. It's really, really great. And yes, if you want to go for diversity, that's definitely a very, very valuable one. I added my name to that, Blaise, I guess, because that makes sense that I'm doing those updates, right?
If you don't mind, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'd like to feel useful. That's
huge.
love language.
You're being really useful, Kate. You're really gelling this thing together. Actually, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Then I feel happy. The next one. Yes.
Matt, I believe it will be helpful for the stream if you could zoom in a little bit in the board on which we are talking about. Like if we are talking about just wish and actions, maybe zoom in, because from the Zoom screen I'm seeing here, it's better now to read it. So
Thank you.
who is the stream can get it better.
Thank you.
That might, I added that as well.
Thank you, Kate.
And then the next one was the commit message git mobbers thingy was working. I
just wish it was working. It's just frustrating. I've written it down as an action for myself to try and fix it in between sessions because it's just really annoying. It just adds friction.
I'm trying to copy on Zoom and it's not working and I don't know why. Can I add that as a committer that you will try and figure it out?
Yeah.
And then the next one is indicate progress towards session goal. Who added that one? That's
I
a
put
good
that in.
one.
What I was trying
I like that.
Yeah. Like for example, in the mob timer, there's a field for session goals.
Yeah, I was going to say about that. Yeah.
We might say, okay, well, whatever, maybe like fix 5 functions or something like that. And so then as we go along, we could say, okay, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5. Something.
So basically what we want to do is use the timer better next time.
Yeah, so have you seen this here? I'll just show it on the screen.
Or some other instrument.
Here you can say, edit goals.
Yep.
This one is fairly static. It's one goal for the whole session.
I'm
just wondering if we might have something, not for the whole session. It's for the turn. But I was thinking that for the ensemble session.
Oh, it's not letting me. I don't know why it's not working.
If we're thinking about what we might want to accomplish, it might also help us for estimation, like to polish our estimation skills. If we start practicing.
No estimates, Blaise. No estimates.
No estimates.
Don't go anywhere. Don't actually never go anywhere near that hashtag on Twitter because it's toxic. But no estimates. I don't like doing the estimates. But I'm sorry. I'm heckling you. I think it's a really cool idea.
XP is no estimates. Agile Scrum is estimates.
I love it, but I didn't know that.
When I worked on the commercial product team for Cucumber, there was about 5 of us that used to mob every day, and we used to maintain a thing we called the yak map. So about the story about shaving yaks, and what you find is as soon as you go to try and shave the yak, you realise that you need a razor, and then to get the razor you have to go to the store, and then to get to the store you have to start your car, and then to start your car you have to find your keys, and then to find your keys you have to find your jacket, and then you realize you have your jacket around your friend's house, you have to go around your friend's house. So it's all like layers of problems.
Yes.
And so we used to keep a mind map of the nested problems that we were working on, so that we could sort of always remember, why is it that why are we going around to our friend's house? Oh yeah, it's because I need to get my jacket so I can get my keys, so I can go to the store, so I can buy a razor, so I can shave the yak. So you can kind of keep a map of the nested problems. So we could try keeping a yak map.
That would be fantastic.
Could be fun.
That might be better, because the checklist might get out of hand. So who can we put? Should we add that for everybody on the Miro board?
I kind of think we should probably, if we're going to try yak mapping, we should do it together as we begin the session next time. It'll be the first thing we do. We're like, well, and it's always evolving, because we'll discover new bits of problem, we'll fix bits of problem, but we should sort of draw a yak map in Miro together, and actually, we never had Miro when we did have Miro in the end, but we used to use different tools.
But we didn't have Kate. Miro.
We didn't have Kate. No.
I like sticky notes. What can I say? Okay, that's a great suggestion, I think. Would that be enough then to do the progress, or can we try that maybe for a while and then see and come back to it? Or did you have other suggestions on how we can show progress? Because I really like that idea. But we didn't really do any planning, to be honest. We kind of like at this stage taking a step and then seeing, okay, what's next, and then figuring it out. So usually you would sit down and figure out, what do we want to do and how do we want to do it? And
let's not do estimations. Forget about that part. But it's just a sense of like a feeling that you're, I don't know, that things are changing, that you're making some sort of progress.
Okay, I'm gonna make that one in orange just so that we remember it, and then I'm gonna make this one orange as well to link the two. But the ones that's in other colors this is what we're gonna do next time. The others, let me clean it up. I will send a link in, because we don't have to do it. Then I'll send a link with my logic and how it works and how to make sense out of it.
Wonderful.
But that's a great idea. And so is that good enough, Blaise? Can we move on to the next one? Or
yes. Fabulous.
We probably can't go over all the wishes either, because we're at 15 minutes over time now, so we might need to curtail this discussion.
But I think we're done in any case, because Artie could not come. We can't do anything about that, I guess.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say it because I was chatting, because we had some interactions with Artie this week, and I just miss having Artie on the mob because she's so much fun. I mean, the only thing we could do, other than persuading her to not turn up to her weekly company meeting, would be to run it at a different time. I did wonder whether we could start a bit earlier maybe, and that might allow her to come for some of it or something. But maybe we can discuss that another time, because we are over time now.
Yeah, and the last one was just my wish to have a cheat sheet for reference, but I don't think that's an easy fix. That's something that I can commit to a little bit later, and that's part of the documentation, I guess. But it would be handy for newcomers to have a little cheat sheet, one-pager.
Yeah, there is actually a tool. Aslak sent us a link to it, because he built a kind of an interactive cucumber expressions tool. So you can there's a web page you can go and try cucumber expressions out, and it does give you tips in there. We just maybe need to make it easy to find.
Yes, that's the big issue.
With these things is
there's all these wonderful things, but how to find it?
Yeah.
But anyway,
but it's really good to notice that now while we're needing it, because in a few sessions we'll have moved on to a different type of problem and we'll forget that we had that.
And then I won't have those new eyes anymore.
Yeah.
So that's our actions. Do we need to add anything else, or can we say enjoy the weekend?
Enjoy the weekend.
I say bon weekend, yeah. How do you say it in Portuguese?
Tenha bom final de semana.
Huh?
Tenha bom final de semana.
Tenha bom final semana.
Semana.
Semana. Right.
Great.
Let's all go and do that then.
We can do a language exchange.
Right, I'm
Cheers.
stopping the stream. Bye stream viewers.